Hello, happy new day. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Tiffany, and what I do is I just share corporate strategies, winning corporate strategies, and how you can apply them in your personal life. I also share my truths because that's the only way that I know truthfully how to share. And if you've been rocking with me, for the past few months, I thank you for supporting this channel, these sessions on ownership. And today's topic, I'm always excited about these sessions, is just to talk about some of the principles of money. I just believe, and I've said this often before, when I went to university, I don't know, maybe it's a combination of starting college at a very young age and doing a lot, doing more than most at a young age. Maybe I was just totally exhausted. But after I graduated and I really truly started my life, I said, I am not going to open a book. I'm not going to write another paper. I'm not going to do anything. I've had enough with school. And here's the danger, because I'm definitely going to tell the positive, because I believe this is a positive channel. This is a positive space, but I do have to share the negative. But when I do often share negative, I'm just going to show you how you can transfer that into something positive. And that's what life is all about. So negatively, I stopped growing. And what happened is I started dying, but not physically dying. Of course, I'm here. But I started dying to my one true purpose I know, or that I believe that I should have in life. So when you stop, taking knowledge and applying it in your life and growing, what truly starts to happen is it puts you in a position where you are dying, and you are dying internally. And so what I had to do was proclaim my freedom and really start to, educate myself a little bit more. Because when you go to college, I've said this, I believe in the previous session, I talked about some important points in my life, having a professor, at age 16, just telling us, a lot of the students were older, but for me, I was age 16, and just hearing him talk about, how you can just build wealth, never really heard it. When you go to college, most times they're teaching you how to build wealth for other companies, and most people never even think about that. However, I was like, wow, if I'm going to learn how to do this for another corporation, I want to make sure I can do this for myself. So what I did was, after school, I said, okay, I have the knowledge on how to make other companies do accounting and help other companies to maintain their success. But I have to make sure I'm doing that for myself and my descendants. That's absolutely important to me. So in doing that, I started making sure I was reading and growing my mind and reading a lot of books and listening to things that could grow myself and could grow me from the inside out, and also could help to grow financially. And these are some principles that I learned, and a lot of these principles, well, a few of these principles today, if you ever get a chance, read this book. Great recommendation, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson. This is a short read, so for those of you that don't like reading, it's very short. But in addition to that, there is an audio, and I believe there's a free audio. There's probably a free download. You probably don't even have to pay for this book. If so, maybe $1 or so. But it's an old book. It's and it's based on a lot of facts on debt, saving money. And I just want to share some of them, because when this book was recommended to me, I thought it was great. There were things that I had already been doing in my life, but it was just great to read these things and to hear a lot of these principles that I believe in to be reinforced. So if you ever get a chance, definitely read it, put it in your car. I always believe even if you're in your car, you could be learning as well. So let's jump into this. Let's deep dive really quickly into this book. So a couple principles I wanted to bring out. Number one, probably in that, or I'm not sure in this particular order, but these are just a few principles. Number one, saving money. In this book, it talks about, really getting great at saving money. See, if everything you earn, you're spending, then you're not saving, then money will never save you. When you have a situation or you have something you want to do or an idea or a business, whatever, you need money. So it's important to learn that. And so and as I go through these principles, I'm going to add some of my truths to this. So here's my truth in that is that you have to become great at it. You have to take a percentage. I believe the book recommended 10%. I really can't recommend. I know everyone's situation is different. Some people might have to start with 5%. Maybe some people can do 20. Some people can do 50%. It's really depending on your individual situation. But from my truth, I can truly say that you have to just save money. You cannot, as you are working your business, as you are working your job, you are trading one of your most valuable gifts in life, which is time, for money. And the playing field will never be leveled until you are doing the right things with that money, which is saving money and making it work for you. And that goes into my second point. As you have mastered the art of saving money, now it's time to take that money and allow that money to create babies for you and hopefully grandbabies for you. Now, how do you do that? You do that by investing that money. Of course, you got to have money saved. You can't start investing in things if you don't have money, because what starts to happen, and this is probably something I want to share from my point of view. If you start to invest in things and you don't have money, then obviously you're borrowing money, and that's putting you in a debt situation. And if you're part of these sessions that a debt-free living is it's what it's about right now. So you want to save money. And this book talks about when you're investing in things, you want to invest in things that you are knowledgeable in. And I believe an example was given where someone invested in something and they weren't knowledgeable and they lost all of their money. So it's so important. Now, am I saying be in a state of fear? No. I mean, really, we should be living in abundance and faith. However, you should do research before you invest in something. Everything that sounds good is not good for you. It might be good for someone else. So make sure you are researching as you start to invest that money. That's part of honoring that money. So it talks a little about that. And then it talks about the debt side. And I love this because the richest man in Babylon says, a honorable man pays their debt. And I truly believe an honorable man or a woman, they put together a plan to pay off their debt. Why? Because you just really don't want to be out here, presenting yourself looking good, but you're owing people. So it talks about the value of becoming debt-free, paying your debts. It's nothing wrong. What I got from the book, if you get in a situation and you have to borrow money, but the thing is you have to pay it back. And I just want to add, as I often do session after session, one of the main reasons you want to pay it back is because of interest. If you do not, the longer you do not pay that debt off, you are becoming enslaved to interest. And you start to ask yourself, on that crappy job or in that crappy situation you're in, why am I in it? And it's really because of that entrapment, that enslavement to interest. You have to get up and make that money because of that debt. So it talks about the debt freedom side of it. So these are not new things that are mentioned in the book, but I love that it paints it in kind of a way that's relatable to most people, so you could truly understand the importance of getting out of debt, saving money, investing, and making sure your money is growing and creating babies and grandbabies for you. That's so important. So I challenge you, whether it's this book or another book or audio or whatever, never stop growing. Make sure you are growing from the inside out. I promise you, because if you are not, you are truly dying. And no one should be out here, especially in this day and age, dying to your purpose in life. Just know wherever you are, your situation is temporary. You have the power, you have the opportunity to change it. No one else. You have that opportunity, but you have to first change everything in the inside before anything, I truly believe, in the outside starts to change. So again, I thank you for tuning in to this session. Hopefully you have a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Hasta luego.